Thank you everyone for joining our session today. Before we dive in, I just want to give a brief overview about Attentive. So Attentive allows brands to drive revenue and loyalty through SMS marketing and really allows you to reach shoppers where they are on their mobile phones. Over 8,000 brands, including Emma the Sleep Company, Claire's, Charlotte Tilbury, and of course, Only Curls, rely on Attentive to really drive those engaging commerce experiences. I'm excited to be here joined today by Lizzie and Hugo, co-founders of Only Curls. To start off, do you want to just give a bit of an overview about yourselves and the brand?
Absolutely. So Hugo and I founded Only Curls in 2016. It's an e-commerce brand, a direct-to-consumer one, and we sell all different kinds of things for curly hair products and accessories. And the goal of the business is really it came out of a personal need. I obviously have curly hair and I was looking for great products that I couldn't find. And on top of that, I just kind of felt like curly hair had been forgotten about in the beauty world, and I had this goal to try and get other people to embrace their natural curls. The company has been, we've been on quite a growth journey over the past few years, and that growth has really come from our marketing strategy, which has really been to engage with our customer and build a real community behind the brand. And we really personalize our approach to marketing. And Attentive have been part of that since November 22, which is why we're here today.
So when you first got started with SMS and Attentive, what challenges did you hope text messaging could help your brand overcome? And what goals were you really focused on when you first launched SMS?
So SMS, one thing I found out about myself recently that Hugo's known for a lot longer than me is that I'm actually very, very stubborn. We're actually married, recently married. We knew each other before Only Curls, just we didn't, anyway.
Get around to it.
So I was very, very hesitant to start with text messages. We were already, we have a pretty aggressive paid ad strategy. If any of you Google and go on our website after this, we will bombard you, so just a disclaimer. So we've got a pretty aggressive paid socials strategy. We do a lot of email. We have an app. We were already sending app notifications. We do a lot of organic social. Any other channels? We were doing
a lot of stuff on paid social. Really is the main growth. TikTok, Facebook, all the usual kind of avenues.
And Hugo's always wanting to test new things, but with SMS I was very reluctant. I just wondered if it was a bit too invasive. And on top of that, I just wasn't sure if people were still using SMS. I think I'm definitely more of a WhatsApp user along with a lot of our team and my friends, and I just wasn't sure whether it would work. But actually, what swayed me and made me want to do it was the fact that we could really engage with our customer. I think the way that we see a lot of our marketing channels is we don't just push promos and sales. It's more about that two-way conversation and engaging with our customer. We don't have a store, we don't do much in-person marketing or events. So all these channels are ways to speak to our customer. And when we realized that with SMS we could have more of that two-way conversation and integrate it into our customer service platform, I was much more keen. And we went ahead and tested it, and it has actually been very successful.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'd say on the Attentive side, one best practice that we always recommend our customers implement, again, is that customer service integration and really utilizing that two-way conversation, as we did a lot of testing in the past and actually saw that customers who are engaging with the brand actually end up spending 32% more than those who don't. So it's really great to see that kind of a core part of the Only Curls strategy. So how did you leverage Attentive to help you achieve your goals of driving customer advocacy?
There's a few aspects to that, I think. Number one being the list growth side of things with Attentive itself was made very easy. We've grown our SMS list very quickly. So that was, I think, thanks in part to the sign-up forms and the sort of onboarding from the Attentive team, which was great. And then Also Lizzie's already mentioned it, but the integrations and the way it plugs straight into our customer service channels. So we use Gorgeous, and that allows all our team to engage directly with the customer very easily. So any message that comes in, or any message that we send out, if anybody replies to it, it comes straight into our customer service team, and the customer gets to speak to a real person very quickly. So that's been great.
We prioritise those too, so that if we can try and capture those conversations more in real time, it's a nice way of chatting to our customers and solving their problems. If it's a customer service question quickly, or just offering that customer support in a really fast way. I think the nice thing about SMS, it's almost no barrier for the customer, which is why we really like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you guys have a very creative kind of SMS campaign strategy and always using kind of unique ideas to engage your subscriber base. Can you share some of your favorite campaigns that have been successful in the past?
I mean, I love sending out, I've said that we don't blast our customers with promos. I love sending out the promos. We see a real revenue boost straight away. And we can really segment it down as well and treat it as almost like a loyalty play, because we can segment it down to say a customer that has purchased even 3 times or 5 times or whatever, and send them different offers. You can use it as a way to boost average order value too, because you know that a more loyal customer that spent, £2,000 with your company might be more willing to spend a bit more, so you might incentivize them with an offer based on a bit more of a sort of higher average order value. So the promos are fun to send out, and it's nice to be able to offer your subscribers something a bit more like a unique promo. But the other thing that I like doing is just asking for customer feedback. So my background's actually in design, so I do a lot of the product development for Only Curls, and we've sent out some campaigns that will ask our customers, what would you like to see from us next? And we get customers like to give their opinion on what we should do, and have fun telling us. And we get some really, I like those, when we send those messages out, we get great feedback and ideas from our customers.
Great. Yeah, and I'd say one thing we always recommend, like our customers implement, to your point, is kind of using that two-way communication in campaigns. Not only does that allow you to collect insightful data and zero-party data, and then that also allows you to then further segment as your list continues to grow. So speaking of segmentation, I know you have a very sophisticated segmentation strategy, which is something we always recommend really to get the most out of your SMS program, especially as your list scales. Can you tell us kind of how you build your segments around kind of consumer behavior and what results you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is we don't tend to sort of send out big SMS blasts to everyone. We'll tend to be quite specific with how we're using the channel and who we're sending messages to. We tend to see really good results from interest-based segments. So if customers have shown that or have been looking at certain parts of the website but not purchased, say a specific product on the site, then we can use that to send them specific offers about that product, or not just offers but also information and tutorials or blog posts, links to things like that actually show them how those products are used, and that works really, really well. Yeah, trying to think if there's anything else. I can't remember.
Have you ever created any segments of like your most engaged or VIP subscribers at all?
Yeah, we'll send very targeted offers to VIPs, not just generic 10-20% discounts, but more kind of free products, things like that, and really try and give value to the sort of our most important customers.
Okay, great. Yeah, and I'd say for a lot of our brands who don't have a proper like loyalty program, leveraging your subscriber base as kind of VIPs and kind of making them your loyalty customers is kind of a great tactic.
We're meeting tomorrow, and I know that Lauren on my team is coming to me with like our promo strategy for the year, and it's just that is something that we actually need to do more and more of, and like looking at what we're offering new customers versus repeat customers, and how can we use things like SMS to really help with that.
Yeah. Great. So I know you partner with Mention Me on your referral program. How have you seen that be successful, and how do you hope to integrate that with your SMS strategy in the future?
So Mention Me, I think we've been using Mention Me for about 2 years now for Only Curls. The referrals make sense to us. I mean, people with curly hair talk. So if you have curly hair, if you see somebody with curly hair, even if it's in the coffee shop or in front of you, you're probably going to ask them what products they use on their hair. It just happens. So referrals was something that we always knew would be successful for Only Curls. We're always looking for ways not to give more money to Facebook and Google and TikTok. And I think as well with referrals, what's nice about it is that people don't have the hesitation to buy when something's put in front of you on Facebook. You're almost buying the product with a bit of reluctance, and I think you then use the product with a little bit of reluctance and hesitancy that sometimes means that you're sort of almost, we always say we have these customers that don't want to like the product. They almost want to prove that Facebook was wrong, whereas if a customer recommends it to you, you're way more likely, if a friend recommends it to you, you're way more likely to like it from the beginning. So referrals have been great. In terms of implementing it into SMS, that's something that's on our never-ending to-do list. I think we've just been playing around with offers at the moment on Mention Me, trying to figure out the best one, and now we've really nailed that. We want to roll it out more into all our campaigns, including SMS, and really excited to try that because I think it's just going to be really, really easy for people just to forward it on to their friends.
Yeah, and SMS is such a natural place to share referrals, so definitely excited to see how that'll perform. So I know you've been with Attentive since, as you mentioned, November of 2022. Would you mind sharing a bit of kind of how your program has been performing and the successes you've seen?
Yeah, we get, it's working really well for us, so we're pretty happy with how SMS, we were always a bit nervous at the start because Lizzie was anxious about SMS and it being quite personal space for customers, but in actual fact it's driving about 25% of our revenue now, so it seems like it was a good decision. I haven't got any more numbers in front of me right now, but I know that we get, what was it, about 10x return on investment with Attentive, so we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
We've grown to about 60,000 subscribers in 1 year, which is really great for the size of our business, and the fact that it's driving 25% of revenue is huge. We do about 50% with email. So yeah, the fact that it's sort of catching up with our email is amazing because we've obviously been running our email since day one.
Yeah, I think I actually also have a stat here as well, that about half of your subscribers have made at least 2 purchases since being on the program. So it's great to see that's really driving kind of lifetime value and repeat purchase rate as well.
Yeah, we don't have a loyalty program, so being able to reach our most valuable customers like that is really, really valuable.
Awesome. So for everyone in the audience who may be new to SMS, what is one piece of advice you would give them as they get started?
I mean, I think it's worth a try. Like I said, we were really hesitant and it is really working for us, and I think it's just all about the way that you approach it. I really liked what I think it was Charlotte was talking about earlier about relationships with customers, how you've got to almost view it like dating, and I think that SMS really feeds into that because you can just really develop that. You can text with them, before they come and buy. So I think I would give it a go.
Awesome. Great. Well, I think that wraps up our discussion today. Thank you both for joining me. For those in the audience, to learn more about Attentive, please visit our stand after this session. You can also reach out to events@attentive.com. And also, as an exclusive offer for advocacy attendees, we're also offering a free 30-day trial with Attentive, so you can test some of the strategies we've discussed today. There's also a QR code on the screen as well to scan. Thank you all.